Oh, I wish you could have heard that. All right. Well, we are here. If you are here watching, say hello in the chat. Oh, of course, Susie's here.
Well, sorry.
We appreciate you signing on, Susie. I always send her individual notification to make sure she sees it because we love when Susie's on, because we have dedicated the first segment here to Susie. And what is that first segment, Tia?
Mug of the day. Mug of the day.
That is of my own creation there. Okay. Where are we at? Okay. I'm totally not ready. Okay.
What are you doing?
Right there. Okay, go ahead. All right. It is time for Mug of the Day. Today we are talking about EPCOT, so we had to go EPCOT themed.
And we've got
Let me get
EPCOT mugs.
Here, we're gonna do this. Ready? Go ahead, put it up.
Jeez,
don't put it close. Pull it back. We're gonna do this. We're gonna zoom in on the mug.
Oh, you're zooming in on the mug.
Yeah, that way we don't have to like autofocus and stuff. So Tia has the brand new EPCOT mug. This is the Discovery Series mug that came out first day of the Festival of the Arts this year. And we just happened to see it in the store. And yes, it did sell out that first day. And then my mug is, this is an EPCOT, this is the Been There Series EPCOT mug. I'm going to say the 2020 mug. It came out the year before the 50th anniversary. And this has all of the EPCOT World Showcase items, a couple of fun things like the Dreamfinders blimp there, of course, Spaceship Earth, monorail, all the good stuff, and Land of Imagination. So put those next to each other.
This one has a big figment.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do a real quick slow turn. Ready? We're turning slowly so you can see both mugs. All right. Mug of the day. All right, let me zoom back out. Okay. I guess we're done with mug of the day. Hopefully everyone caught that. Who we got here? Okay, Susie. We saw Love Pugs popped in there real quick. Hopefully she's still with us, or he is still with us. And then obviously Susie, like I said, is here. The best part. Yeah, well, no, mug of the day, best part. We did it for you. And we do collect all of the Starbucks mugs. So when they come out, it's our mission to grab them. All right. What are we talking about today, Tia?
We are talking dining options around EPCOT. Snacks, quick service, table service.
Popcorn carts.
All of it. And we actually learned some things while we were putting this together.
We did. She's sitting here going, hey, did you know that it's so-and-so restaurant? There's this? And I was like, no, I thought it was just the one thing. Who knew?
Well, I mean, we tend to go to the same places and get the same things. We found our favorite things, and we kind of drift back that way. We are creatures of habit.
Especially when we go to the parks, because we know what we like, we know what we can get in and out for, and so looks like next time we go, though, we're going to be changing things up a little bit. At least that was what she said.
Well,
that's what she said. Not in that way. All right, well, we're going to start with table service restaurants. I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to start with, actually, do you want to start with World Showcase or do you want to start with Future World?
Future World has less.
Yeah, let's do that.
A lot less.
Okay, so we're going to start in Future World, and by Future World, we mean anything that is not World Showcase. So first, here we go. Table service in World Showcase. The first thing that we have is the Coral Reef.
The Coral Reef.
It's the Coral Reef Restaurant.
Which is technically in World Nature.
Which is right next to the new Moana attraction. Okay, what do we got here? Coral Reef right here.
Table service. It is open for lunch and dinner. Seafood mainly. There are some other options. And it's
They do have
hold on.
chicken and steak. This location, this restaurant is actually attached to the Living Seas or the Seas with Nemo, whatever they call it now. If you're looking at the entrance to where you get on the ride, all the way to the right-hand side is this little cubby hole. That's where the entrance is at. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, where in the seas is this? It's off to the side.
And you can view some of the Living Seas from
Yeah.
from the inside.
Yeah, here, look at the pictures here. You're actually looking at the big aquarium there. That's right next to the tables. So that's pretty cool. You can see right into there. And if you know where to look when you're actually in the Living Seas, you can actually see down where this place is.
We've never actually eaten here,
but we have been there on a tour.
Correct. I'm not a huge seafood person, so that's probably the main reason we've never been here. I mean, there are options that I could choose from, but it is a little pricey. I don't know. One day we're gonna try it.
Chicken, and then they have prime rib, but most of it is seafood, shrimp, fish, and some desserts, clam chowder, that kind of thing. So
if you've eaten here, let us know. Let us know what you thought. Is it worth trying?
If for nothing else, the view. I mean, you can watch the fish while you eat.
Yeah.
So we have been in there, like I said, during a tour. We did one of the backstage tours at EPCOT, and they have this piano in there. I believe it's an acrylic piano. I think I'm 99% sure that was in this restaurant, and it's like kind of up in the entrance where you come in. And I'm guessing there's a piano player that plays in there, and so it's really neat. I remember seeing that. I'm hoping I was remembering it in this restaurant, but I think I am. I vaguely recall the tour guide telling us about the piano. So if you go in there, take a look at that. All right. Next, we have, you know what, we're going to do this one first. We're going to do Space 220. This is a brand new restaurant. It's right next to Mission Space. If you want to get to the entrance, you kind of go where you're going in the entrance to get into Mission Space and then bear off to the right. And it kind of goes around the back of the building. So the hype about this is that you're actually going up a transport into space, and you get to look out the window and see space, basically space station, ships going by. It looks like you're in space. Plus you get to, in your transport, you get to see the Earth leaving you behind. So that's pretty cool. Now, what kind of food do they serve here? That's the question.
I don't know. We've never been there, but let's look at their menu.
What I do know is that they are very expensive.
Yeah, it's a little pricey. $55 just for lunch.
And that includes the appetizer and a main course, no dessert. But for dinner,
$79 per adult.
Which includes dessert.
And you get one appetizer, an entree, and a dessert.
So you can see your list of appetizers. Here's the main courses, and then also
what?
Oh, I was going to say, it says Space Station Supplementals. If you choose to get a 24-ounce bone-in ribeye, it is $20 additional on top of your $79. And then if you want the lobster, it's $18 on top of the $79. So be aware of that, that you can't get those two things unless you want. I mean, granted, 24-ounce ribeye is pretty darn big, so.
And there does seem to be a lot of variety to choose from. Yeah. Chicken, salmon, pork chops, filet mignon. So pretty.
Yeah, and I've heard the food's really good. I'll mention the DFB one more time. The DFB did a thing when they first opened, and they tried everything. Now, there's a few things that were, worth it and that weren't worth it. But overall, I've heard the food is very good. But understand that it is a prefix menu. You will be paying $79. You're not just going to go in for an appetizer. Although there is the option to go to the bar next door. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah. It's actually on... I don't know if you have the link for it. It's on the other tab on our little spreadsheet here. It's just the Space 220 Lounge. Obviously they sell drinks, but they also sell some appetizers.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, Space 220 Lounge.
And the lounge does open usually around 11 or 11:30.
Go ahead. And it looks like you can get a lot of the items piecemeal. So you can buy the Black Hole Fashioned. Well, that's a drink.
Well, that's a
That's
drink.
a drink. Sorry.
All the food's
All the food's at the top. Okay. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that.
Your flight bites is
Yeah.
the food that's available. So little appetizers.
So yeah. All right. What do we have next? Now, this next restaurant is one that we have tried a few times. We've done breakfast there a couple of times.
We've done breakfast, I think, once, and lunch and dinner we've also done.
This is the Garden Grill, and it is located in the Land Pavilion. This is a character dining, and the characters that you get to see are Chip and Dale in their little gardening outfits, and you get to see Mickey Mouse in his gardening outfit, and Pluto.
His overalls are just the cutest.
And Pluto has his he's got his plaid neckerchief on. If you're wondering where the Garden Grill is, go in the front door of the Land, and you'll see it straight across from the entrance.
And it is revolving, so it does spin as you eat.
Very slowly.
Very, very slowly. And you get views of the ride. Leaving with Lane.
Breakfast, it's all skillet, it's all family style. So all you can eat. You can ask them to bring back as much as you want. The picture that we're looking at here is actually the skillet from dinner, and it comes with turkey and this steak stuff and green beans and vegetables and mashed potatoes, and there's macaroni and cheese and cornbread and salad. So you get all of that. It's a good amount of food, and it's really good. But also remember, what you're paying for is you're paying for the character dining. So if you're thinking, hey, well, this wasn't that expensive when there were no characters, it's because you're paying for the character dining. So how much is the food here? Did I write it down? I did.
Yeah, 47 for breakfast, 62 for lunch, and for adults, $40 for kids. I assume that's just the lunch.
Lunch and dinner is the same.
Oh.
Lunch and dinner prices are the same at almost all of these restaurants, except for one or two. So this is one of our favorite. We've had at the Garden Grill 2 times for breakfast, and 1 time for dinner. Did I say that? I didn't.
You did, but that's still wrong.
Oh.
Anyway.
It is?
Yes.
Well, what's right?
We've been for breakfast, and I believe lunch and dinner.
Oh.
We haven't been for breakfast twice.
Oh, I thought we were. Okay. Oh, well. We've been. That's all that matters. For lunch and dinner and breakfast.
Moving on.
Well, moving on. She's so testy. Let's see here. Your mom says, hi. And she also says, hey, we ate there with y'all. It was very good. She went with us the first time that we ever went to the Garden Grill. Thanks for joining us. All right, what do we got next? Oh, I guess we're going to World Showcase now. Derp.
I don't know. He has the list.
Okay, we are now in future. No, we're not in Future World. We are in World Showcase. Actually, I think the World Showcase was the one that was up there the whole time. Whoops. My bad. All right, so there is a huge debate as to whether, what is it? There are two types of people in this world. And what are those 2 types of people?
Those people that go to Mexico first, or those people that go to Canada first?
I'll be honest, I'm neither one. It just depends on where I want to get to the fastest. So today, because this is the order that I put it in, we're starting in Canada first. So the first table service restaurant we have in Canada, well, the first table service restaurant is in Canada. How about that? And it is Le Cellier Steakhouse. We have eaten there once, and it will only be once.
Yeah, that's probably the only time we will ever eat there. It was fine.
A lot of people swear by this restaurant. we have learned that and we'll get into this when we go to talk about another restaurant later on, but we've learned that don't get your reservations right before the park closes, because the restaurant closes their doors and they stop serving correctly about a half hour before the park closes. You will not get the service that you deserve if you get a late reservation. You'll get in, but you won't get the service. And the food is about the same.
I mean, I didn't think it lived up to the hype.
It absolutely did not.
And I'm not a steak person, but there's always options, or almost always
Except for the night
options,
that we went.
except for here.
So I think they actually, because you see there's no
Yeah,
chicken
there's
on this
no
menu.
chicken. Like, there's almost always at least one chicken dish. Here, there is not. So I actually had to get some random piece of chicken that was, like, I guess meant for the kids menu. It was terrible.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I got the ribeye, but I'm not sure. I either got the ribeye or the New York strip. That's, here or here, one of these two. I can't remember. It's been so long, and I've tried not to think about it because the experience wasn't very good. The food, I mean, this taste of the steak was okay. I could have cooked the same thing at home, so it was a bit
But I
disappointing.
feel like you've had better steaks
I
elsewhere
have,
on property.
yes, that was less expensive, like the Skipper Canteen. The food there I've had is very good. This, comparatively speaking, was not.
And they have good chicken there.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what you're getting at the Le Cellier. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that. It's pretty, and you get to go in underneath that big castle hotel that's in there that they're renovating right now. But other than that, it was very lackluster. It's not, in our experience, not worth what you're getting. Not worth what you're paying. Not worth the experience that we spent the time to do. So.
Yeah. So let us know if you had a much better experience at Le Cellier.
All right. Next, we're going to continue moving on around the right side of the World Showcase Lagoon, and we're going to hit up Rosencrown Dining Room. Now, be aware, there's Rosencrown Pub, which most people know, flows off the tongue better, and then there's the Rosencrown Dining Room. Let's go to the UK Pavilion. There we go. We've never eaten here. We've almost eaten here a few times, but we haven't actually eaten here. And this is in the same building as the Fish Place with the Rosencrown Pub, and this is kind of behind the pub. And there's that seating area back there that is seating for this specific restaurant.
You used to have fireworks packages here. Do they still have those available?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just never have been able to grab one because they're always sold out. So we've never actually been in this one. I'm sure the food is fantastic because I like this kind of food. It's just, I feel like it's just a tad bit overpriced for what we're willing to pay sometimes. So $28 for fish and chips. I mean, I'm looking at the picture over here and it's literally the same as what you're getting out front. So bangers and mash, love that. But $25 for a little thing of mashed potatoes and some stuff, I don't know about that. And everything else. Everything looks so good. One day we're going to try it. One day we're going to try it, and we're just going to be like, you know what? Here's $27 from a shepherd's pie. Because I love shepherd's pie. One day. So I have no opinion about this one way or the other regarding the food or the location. We've always wanted to try it. And one day we will. But I guess that's it for there. Then we're going to move on to the France Pavilion. The France Pavilion has quite a few restaurants, quick service, desserts, fancy sit-down restaurants. We're going to start with Chefs de France as soon as I get this link open. I wish I could move this thing out of the way. All right. Chefs de France. Tell us about it because you have eaten here.
I actually have eaten here once. Actually, I think I only ordered off of the appetizer portion of the menu. It is a little pricey. It's really nice in there. I did feel a little uncomfortable because it's fancy and I'm not fancy. But it was good. Would I probably ever eat here again? Probably not. I don't know. They were running a special the time that I was in there. They had some sort of like steak thing, and you got like a glass of wine and possibly a dessert was all included, and it was like $75. So that wasn't too bad. A lot of people in our party that day got it, and they said the food was delicious. So give it a try.
And the people you were with are bougie. Capital B-U-G-E.
Wow.
So they know how to bouge. And France apparently is it. So now, so to give you an idea of where this one is, when you walk up and you're looking at the France Pavilion, that big glass building on the lower level, that is this restaurant. So you can't miss it because it's like the entire length of the France Pavilion or width. But the next one that we have, we're gonna do this one, then we'll go to the other one after that. Okay, so the next one that we have is Monsieur Paul. This one, on the other hand,
we have also never eaten here.
Now, I would like to draw your attention to these $4 signs right here.
Yeah, she's very expensive, and neither one of us particularly are drawn to French cuisine. So between that and the price tag, we usually steer clear.
So let's take a look at these price tags, shall we? For dinner, it's only open for dinner.
And it's a prefix menu.
And you can see the prefix
and
price,
it is
right?
$195 per adult plus tax and gratuity.
And I'm guessing you get well, I guess this is everything that's included. You get a starter cocktail. You get to choose one of these. I'm thinking for $195, you get to choose two of them.
Just one.
So you get to choose one of these 3 items, and then there's a fish course, I don't know what that is. I guess that's the palate cleanser course, like on what's it called, The Princess Diaries, where she eats that ice cream, but it's not ice cream. It's a palate cleanser. And then there's a meat course, and then there's a cheese course, and dessert, and I don't know what's at the bottom down here. I guess that's a finishing cocktail. So a dessert cocktail. So fancy, and that is upstairs. In the same, I guess, in the same glass building you're looking at for the Chefs de France downstairs. But to get there, you have to go around back to, there's a little door. It's like one of those speakeasy doors. You do the ding, 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 the secret knock. And they go, what's the password? And then they let you in and you go upstairs. So.
Does this one still have the dress code?
Oh, that's right. I forgot that.
I think it used to have a dress code.
Ambiance. No, before you go. How about that? No, dress code. There we go. All right. This restaurant is a Disney signature dining experience offering fine dining and a distinctly magical flair. Guests are expected to dress accordingly in attire that adheres to the restaurant's sophisticated and upscale aesthetic. Clothing should be clean, neat, and in good condition. Please no swimwear. That does not necessarily say what you can and cannot wear.
No, I thought it used to like actually say that you had to wear, like for guys, like a jacket and tie.
I'm thinking that it probably
maybe
used
it
to.
did, maybe it didn't. I don't know, which doesn't make sense to me because most people are going to a theme park all day and whatever.
Yeah. Okay, the next French restaurant we have, and we have eaten at this one as well.
And Brandon figured out he does not like savory crepes.
I do not, because it's not the savory crepes, it's the buckwheat. And that is what they make savory crepes out of. And the regular crepes are also savory. They're not sweet. It's just what you put on them. But they give you buckwheat crepes. And let me tell you, I don't let food go to waste. And I was struggling to eat this because the buckwheat is so repulsive. And I will eat pretty much anything.
He ain't kidding you.
And I will not waste it. I did not let a drop of that food go to waste. Here we go. Buckwheat, that brown stuff, that's buckwheat crepes. it tastes terrible. So just
wasn't
be
that
aware of it.
bad.
It was. It had a very strong flavor. We have a review of this up on our channel. So go take a look at it. You can get our honest opinions on the buckwheat crepes and this restaurant in general. Now, this is located, if you've ever been to the Remy Pavilion, like the France Pavilion, and go back where the Remy ride is, this is right next to where the queue line is. So it's the only restaurant back there. And we will talk about this a little bit more in depth, but there is also a walk-up window that I think serves the same food, I think.
Or at least some of it.
Or at least some of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want to sit down and get a reservation, you can do the walk-up window. I think that's all of the table service restaurants in France. On to Morocco. If you're joining us, say hello in the chat, and we will say hello back. What do we have in the Morocco Pavilion?
Oh, we have Spice Road Table. We have actually eaten at this restaurant.
Yep.
We did one of the dining packages for
Neil Patrick Harris.
Candlelight Processional 2022. Yeah.
Yes. That's right. It's only 2024 now.
It is only 2024.
Now, the kind of the thematic element of this is that it's all, if you know what tapas is, it's a lot of, they put stuff in front of you and you just kind of pick at stuff you want to try.
It's small plates.
Yeah, small plates. So you can kind of get all of it, or you can get some of it, or get one thing at a time. It can be not expensive. It can be very expensive, depending on how much stuff you want to try. So here's the idea here. You can get one plate of this, $13. One plate of this, $13. And just down the road. So you can pay hundreds of dollars to go here, or you can just get the one thing. And everybody can pick at it and try it. So, and then they have, all the normal drinks. I'm not gonna worry about that. But I believe they're open for lunch and dinner. Okay.
I didn't dislike this place, but it's not somewhere that I would choose to go super often.
No, I'm not.
It was good.
Yeah, it was fine. The only thing I really remember that I didn't like about this restaurant is that the service was terrible. Terrible. Like, we were there, we had 20 minutes worth of food. We sat there for 2 hours because we never saw our waitress. And we're like, we just need to get the check. And man, I'm thirsty because my drink is empty. And there's 2 tables in here. I digress. That is the only thing I remember that I did not like about this place. So, and I've heard other people say that they've had the same experience. So take with that what you will. Moving on to the Japanese pavilion. There are a lot of stuff has opened up in this pavilion recently. We're going to start with Teppan. Is it Teppan Edo or Teppan Edo? I never know how to pronounce it, so I always just say the cook in front of you Japanese restaurant, and that's what this one is. This is your standard cook in front of you Japanese restaurant. All the same stuff. It's about the same price as you're going to get for whatever you have locally. We've got a few locally. This is no different. They do all the same tricks. They form the onion tower and the volcano, and they juggle things, and it's the same. So if you've been to one, you've been to all of them. The only difference is sauces. It's fine.
It's good food.
Yeah, it's fine.
We ate there years and years
I think it was on our
years
honeymoon.
ago.
Yeah, I think it was our honeymoon, and I've eaten there with my family before that, and it's a sit in front of you Japanese restaurant, or cook in front of you Japanese restaurant. So nothing fancy there. It's just normal. And that is, if you go into the Japanese pavilion and you go up those big stairs, it's right there. The next one, I believe, is one of their new ones. This one opened up like right before the world ended. And this is, how do you pronounce this? This is Takumi-Tei. This is underneath. I think it's underneath. I'm not 100% positive where this is.
Over there, like to the right.
Like down, it's downstairs, but you go around the back of the building.
You can't see what I'm pointing
at.
You
can't see it. Yeah. Is it in this one? Let me see if they have a picture of the front here. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Anyway, so this is an experience restaurant. I believe that this is Prefix. It better be Prefix at that price.
It is.
They only serve dinner.
Yeah, it says you have select from 2 prefix menus.
So one is
Oof. Priced at $250 per adult, and one is $150
not
per adult.
positive what you get.
Tax and gratuity.
Mhm. And they actually have a
And
children's menu.
yeah, so take your 8-year-old in there and pay $100 for them to eat.
No, starting at $100. So, um, I'm thinking this is kind of like Monsieur Paul's, where you start here and you work your way down, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff. You get to try a little bit of everything. I've heard it's an adventure, it's an experience. There's a lot of sushi, which we do not eat.
Well,
So,
this is all one menu right
oh,
here.
it is.
Yes.
Okay.
And then this is the plant-based version of this.
Oh, I
And
see.
then this is the children's version of that.
Well, I'm glad that she understands that because I don't really understand what's going on there. But all I know is that there is no way I would pay $250 for just me to eat sushi.
But let us know if you've tried it.
Yes. I mean, I've seen people that have gone there. I've watched reviews online, and if this is your type of thing, then I've heard it is very good. Because it's I mean, this is another one of those places that I swear there was a dress code. And it is oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's the same dress code as Monsieur Paul's, but, um, it's sophisticated and upscale aesthetic and basically have neat clothes on. Everybody I've seen that's gone there has been in nice clothes. So it seems that these type of restaurants are more geared towards locals that have annual passes that can go in and not spend the ticket to get in, plus go to this fancy restaurant. Because this meal, from what I understand, it's a 2 or 2.5 hour experience. So don't expect to spend any less than that in this restaurant. So because they're doing things in an order, like if you were we've been watching Downton Abbey lately, and there is a dining experience that you start with and work your way through the night. So all right, I think oh no, we got one more that they just opened up very recently. I don't know how to pronounce this, and I will be honest about that. This is also in Japan. I can't tell you where it is in Japan, but it's Shiki-Sai Sushi. Can't pronounce this last word. If you can pronounce it, put it in the comments. I don't want to butcher that language. So this place. Oh,
That's right there.
oh, okay, that's right. This one is actually up. It's up with Teppan Edo. It's up there in that same spot, but I think it's more of what used to be the bar area. There's a whole separate restaurant up there. And it's basically a sushi restaurant. That's like all they serve up there. It's just different types of sushi and the whatnot. So
None of that looks appetizing to me.
no, not me neither. So yeah. So this isn't like super expensive. This is just kind of I think it's kind of like the Moroccan restaurant where you just kind of buy stuff here and there. But it's all sushi. All sushi. Ooh, we can get for $300.
Oh, that's that big boat thing. I've seen that
Oh.
on the interwebs.
Interesting. All right. What is after Japan, Tia? I would like to say America, but they have no sit-down restaurants.
They don't.
So we're going to move on to, oh God, here we go. Let's start with one restaurant that we did go to. This is in Italy.
We have actually now been to both of the sit-down restaurants in Italy, but we'll start with this one. Via Napoli, it's a pizza place. They do have more than pizza.
It's Italian, but mainly pizza.
Because pizza's not Italian?
No, I mean, like, you go in there and people are like, oh, it's Via Napoli, Restaurante, e Pizzeria. But they have, like, fancy Italian dishes, too.
Well, that's what I just said. They have more than pizza.
Okay. She said it more elegantly, I guess, than I did. Anyway, continue.
I don't even know what I was saying now. They have more than pizza, but we did choose to eat pizza because we heard that the pizza was good.
And it was.
And it was good.
What is it's a margarita style pizza? Don't pizza. It's the margarita style pizza. And by margarita, I do not mean a Mexican margarita. I mean it's margarita style pizza, where it's like the big pieces of what do you call it? Mozzarella cheese and tomatoes. And let me see if I can get a picture of it here. No. Oh, there it was. So that style of pizza. What are you looking at me for?
Is that the style?
Oh, well, I guess it's not.
It's
Well, that's the kind of pizza. There's Sicilian. There's two.
Sicilian style pizza.
Is the window that's outside. It's almost never open, and then on the inside. Oh my God. Tuscan? No. Oh my God. Clearly, we were not prepared enough for this restaurant. Come here, so Southern Italy. My God. Oh, Neapolitan. There we go. Neapolitan. Oh, heads a derp. Okay. Napoli. Neapolitan style pizza. There we go. But it's margarita pizza is the Neapolitan style pizza. And not Neapolitan like chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. So don't be confused. So we had that and it was extremely good. Watch our review online. It is up there. Go to our dining reviews and you can see it. But we enjoyed it. Our service was good. The food was good. It was, I mean, you're going to pay a little bit extra for this pizza, but it is so good. And I will so go back there. Like, fantastic. I walked out of there going, I can't believe it. I was not expecting it to be this good. But then we move on to the other Italian restaurant. We ate at this Italian restaurant. Was it our last? It was our last trip, which was 2 weeks ago.
Again, I made the mistake of making the reservation for right at park close. I made an 8:30 reservation when EPCOT closed at 9 p.m.
This is Tutto, Italia, Restaurante.
Now the food was delicious.
It was.
I had some gnocchi. Great. You had a steak.
I did have the steak.
And you said it was cooked very well.
It was, and the flavors were very good. I'm trying to think of what it was, and I was going to go find a picture, but
but since our reservation was so close to park close and restaurant close, when we sat down, the waiter asked us what we wanted to drink, and we got Cokes. And he came back with 2 each. And we're like, why are you bringing us 2 drinks at one time? Well, that's because they were cleaning the machine because it was almost time to close, so he wouldn't be able to go get any refills.
At 8:30.
So,
when did we go there? Let's see if I can find some of these pictures. Okay.
And also, he was doing other cleaning duties as he was waiting on us, which I think was probably his last table.
Yeah, it was us and like one other table in the restaurant. Now, I want you to look at this picture. This is some of the glasses.
Yeah, we had a table just big enough for the 2 of us. And
he brought out 6 glasses for me, plus the 2 waters, plus Tia's 2 Cokes.
Yeah.
And they were on the table the whole time.
So I would, if I were willing to pay the price again, this is definitely one of the more expensive restaurants. It's what, it's $2 signs.
It's $3 signs because that is not accurate. Definitely not accurate.
If I were to try this again, it would be in the middle of the day when there were tons of people in there, and hopefully would have a better experience. The food was great.
The service was mediocre, and I'm not blaming that on the guy necessarily because he wasn't great.
I mean, he seemed like he was ready to go home.
He was. He acted like he wanted to go home, and we were inconveniencing him.
I get that it's the end of the night, but you know, guest number 90 and guest number 9 should be treated the same way.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
we mentioned, I guess last week or something, that we would kind of more elaborate. But let's just say I did have a chat with customer service on my way out of the park that day, and he agreed with everything that we said. And that exactly what Tia just said about guest number 9 and guest number 90 should be served exactly the same and treated exactly the same. And we absolutely were not. We did have a little chat, like I said, and he wrote up a report and he said, we take this very seriously and we will be sending this over there tonight to whoever the manager was that night, and we will get this taken care of. I wasn't expecting anything for free. I did not want anything for free. I just wanted to make sure that this was documented and that they need to do something about this. Because I basically told him, if you're going to shut down the restaurant at 8:30, don't have reservations available at 8:30. And so he seemed like he was getting a little red in the face too, because he was talking the same way about how he's experienced that kind of thing at restaurants before, and he doesn't like it either. And I appreciated him saying that. He did. I mean, he offered like a free lightning lane for the Guardians of the Galaxy ride to us, which was nice for the next day. But like I said, I wasn't looking for anything. I didn't want my money back. I didn't want that. But I thought that was inappropriate. The way that they treated us, and there was one other table in the restaurant, and they were getting treated the same way. So,
well, I think your main issue is if you need to shut the restaurant down at park close, then make your reservations end way earlier.
Because you're going to be sitting in there for at least an hour. So if you don't want to be there that long, then you don't need to make reservations that late. It's a fancy restaurant. Like, I felt like I was out of my place in there because it was a fancy Italian restaurant. Not like, don't be confused, not like the Olive Garden. This was fancy. You can tell by what it looks like in the pictures how fancy it looks. But they were lugging trash bags around on the floor to clean up everything instead of going out back and dumping it in the thing. They were lugging them all around the restaurant, and it was, there's probably leaving trash juice everywhere. It was like, I was like,
yeah,
what is going on here?
So I'm paying $30 for a bowl of gnocchi, and there's trash walking by me. So
yeah.
Anywho's,
we will move on. That was our experience there. There will be a full review up online whenever I can stomach watching our review on it and edit it down. So we will move along to Germany.
Also, I think we're going to split this up into 2 episodes because
we
still have a lot of table service left.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we're going to do quick service and snacks and stuff next time.
Sounds like a plan. What time is it? It is 5:43.
Is it 5:43?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then we can chat a little bit afterwards. If you are joining us, say hello in the comments below, and we will put you up on the screen. All right, Germany. Where did we go in Germany?
We went to Biergarten. Now, we haven't been here in a really long time.
But we have been here.
We have.
I liked it. The only thing
like it.
I'll explain this in a minute. There's only one thing I didn't really care for about the restaurant, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay.
Is it the way you're seated?
Yes.
Do they still do that? Are you sure?
I'm 90% positive. But go ahead. We'll talk about the food first.
The food was good from what I remember. It's been a really long time since we ate there.
Standard German fare. It is buffet.
Only open for lunch and dinner, so no breakfast here. Where's the menu?
Oh, sorry.
It is cool in there because they have a
show.
They have a show, and I actually think the description says you get to Oompa your way through your dinner.
All right.
Okay, so dinner is $49 per adult, $27 for children, plus tax and gratuity. Lots of variety. Always have your allergy friendly options. Yeah. So chicken, salad, potatoes,
schnitzel, sauerkraut,
sausages, dessert.
Not sure what spitzel is, but it's something. We had everything. I tried everything. I do remember that. Okay, so what we were talking about earlier about the way you're seated. Look at this picture up here, and you can see the long tables. They're all interconnected, and what do they call it? It's I don't remember what they call the seating style, but you're sitting with other people.
Yeah, so you might be sitting right next to somebody you don't know.
Yeah. So this long table right here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chairs you can't see off screen. And if there is one open chair, they're going to put somebody that's by themselves in that chair with you. Or you could be sitting with an entire other family. And it's
a little weird.
It's a little weird. They, I guess, expect you to meet people.
Says social butterfly over here.
I mean, I can make friends anywhere. I'm just like my little brother. Ugh. So, yeah. All right. Now, there is a show. Okay.
Communal tables.
Oh, yeah. Communal tables. That's what they're called. So, think picnic benches. They have a show. They have very good desserts. That's a good layout of it. There you go.
Thanks, Disney.
Right? And keep in mind, this is all indoors. This is not outside, and it's just dark. Like you can see the moon up in the corner up here. It's behind this little StreamYard guy. But they have an Oompa show that goes on. It looks like they've changed the floor a little bit. I know they renovated it for.
Yeah, we haven't been here in a long time.
But it's a whole show, and I think the show goes on for about 30 minutes. They take a break, they come back, and they do more show. So, what I recommend this place? Yes, I absolutely would. It's very good, especially if you like German food. And this is, if you go into the German Pavilion, it is straight back. Next, we're going to move into the China Pavilion. And we have never eaten at this restaurant. We've eaten at the quick service restaurant, but not this one. This is called the, wait for it. Wait for it.
9 Dragons.
Well, we're just going to wait for this thing to pop up. What kind of food do they have at the 9 Dragons?
They have,
I don't know.
Chinese food.
Here we go.
Because it is in China.
I've heard mixed reviews about this place. If you've ever had from what I understand, if you've ever been to a sit-down Chinese restaurant, not like fast food Chinese, but actual sit-down Chinese, it's very comparable to that. I've heard mixed reviews about the quality of the food and how it tastes. But I don't know firsthand, so I cannot say one way or the other. It might be fantastic, and those might have just been snobs that went to eat there. Who knows?
What types of things do they have on the menu?
I honestly don't know. So they have lunch and dinner.
Which are normally the same at all these restaurants.
Yeah, price-wise and menu-wise is always the same at lunch and dinner. So.
I mean, some of that looks pretty good.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I've never been to a sit-down Chinese restaurant. She has. So Tia could look at this stuff and be like, yeah, I've seen that before on the menu. So what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, that spicy honey crispy chicken looks pretty good.
I'm hungry for Chinese food. If you are just joining us, we are going over all of the table service restaurants in this episode for a 4-part series, at least, for all the parks of all of the dining locations at each park. Today we're talking about EPCOT, and we are currently in the China Pavilion, and this is the 9 Dragons restaurant. So one day we're going to try this restaurant and see how we like it, food-wise and reservation or service-wise. And we know when we will not be going. It will not be at 8:30 at night. All right, down to Norway. Norway has 1 table service location, and we have eaten here. You ate here when we went with my family, right?
Yes.
Right, when it was that weird. Okay, so this.
Yeah, when it was the small plates.
Yes. So this is Akershus or Akershus, depending on how they pronounce it, and this is in the Norway Pavilion. It is directly to the, as you walk in, it's directly to the right. You'll see the hostesses standing out there as soon as you look at the pavilion. This is a character dining, and it has all the princesses. I think it has all the main princesses here.
Obviously
Belle. No, I don't actually. I'm going to say all except for Anna and Elsa. Does it say? It doesn't.
It said a royal promenade.
But I do have a folder over here that has...
I remember Ariel being there.
Yeah, I do too. Hold on a second. Here we go. I have my graphic up here. There we go. All right, here's our graphic.
look at that.
Akershus has Cinderella, Belle, Jasmine, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and Ariel. Aurora. So those are all the princesses they have there. The reason I think that they do not have Anna and Elsa in Norway is because there's an Anna and Elsa meet and greet literally right next door, and Disney does not overlap their character meet and greets because they're trying to maintain the magic.
Well, because if you go eat dinner and you meet Anna and Elsa, and then you
they're
go
right
directly
outside.
over, your kid's gonna be like, wait, how
What's
do
going
they?
on? That's why, if you notice, Mickey Mouse meet and greets up in the Magic Kingdom, but whenever he's on stage, the meet and greet pauses because Mickey's got to go do his stage performance and then come back. So if you didn't know, the more you know. Okay, so we've eaten at Akershus twice.
Yeah.
Once was how was that? You were mentioning what kind of food it was when you went there the first time, when it was the continuous.
It was the small plates.
So they would come out and they'd take your order.
Yeah.
And then whenever you were done eating, they'd come out and they'd say, well, do you want anything else?
You could try something else, but it would be just a smaller portion.
And you could order until you were full and you were rolling out of there, and they were not going to force you out. Apparently that is the Norwegian style, but they have since changed that because I think they weren't getting the turnover they needed. So when the last time we went, it was just order off the menu.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a salad bar. That never changed. The salad bar never changed.
And now it is family style. So they bring everything to the table.
And apparently they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So lunch and dinner, $67 for adults, $43 for children, plus tax and gratuity. Looks like the same style of food.
Yeah, it looks like the same stuff they had that first time we went, but now it's family style, so you get a little bit of everything. Kind of like at the Garden Grill, where they bring a little bit of everything, and you can just kind of order what you want after that. So, and I remember the Norwegian meatballs. I do remember those when we went, because that was my favorite thing. When they would come and they'd give you your food, and then they'd come again and say, what else do you want? I do remember those.
What's on breakfast? We've never been for breakfast.
Now, when we went a few years ago, and it was an order off the menu thing, they had normal food like steak and noodles and chicken and stuff like that. So it wasn't really Norwegian food. And I obviously got steak. Breakfast is $55 for adults and $35 for children.
Oh, standard breakfast items, pastries, potato casserole, waffles, eggs.
Yeah. It's the same. So you're paying for the characters. You get the same princesses. So, oh, and yeah, we did say character meet and greet because I showed you the graphic, but I'll show it to you.
And you said you're paying for the characters.
It is what it is. All right. Well, I guess that's all of Norway. Let's move on to Mexico. And there are 2 restaurants in Mexico, right?
2 sit down, yes.
Yes, 2 sit down. Now, through my research, I have learned which is which, and I will tell you an easy way to remember. Let's start with the La Hacienda de San Angel. And I know I do not have the accent that sounds so fancy.
Susie, are you laughing?
Susie, laugh at me as I say La Hacienda de San Angel. And she's sitting there going, no, it's La Hacienda de San Angel. I can't talk that fast. So, yeah. All right.
Our friend Susie is Colombian.
And her husband is Mexican. So he is probably laughing harder than she is. Because Mexican restaurant.
We're their
Okay, so this one is on the outside. If you've ever gone to the Mexican Pavilion, and there's that teeny little bottleneck where you get through and you get back out to civilization, where you got the staircase to the pyramid and the restaurant here. and then it just opens up again. This is on the left side, or depending on which way you're going, straight across from the.
This is on the water side.
Yeah, this is on the water, so you can see out the window here that the water is right here. So if you want to watch the fireworks, get a late reservation. Just be aware that you may get the service we've had for late reservations.
I was about to say, you sure you want to give that advice?
Oh, I guess those are the only pictures. Okay. I think this one is very, very
this one's more expensive than the other one.
And they only serve dinner. Ooh. All right, we're looking at $42 to $72.
$54 for carne asada.
And then you've got, okay, not as expensive as I thought. Okay, so their entrees are just $30 something. But I saw the 72 and I was like, oh, but that serves too.
And and it's seafood. So
okay, so this isn't expensive as I thought. Never mind. Okay, so this is just sit down restaurant, but it's only open for dinner. Oh, look, our faces are going. Okay.
We've never tried this one before.
No, one day we will, just to say we've tried it. We did, on the other hand, try.
Sort of.
We had an appetizer, we had an appetizer and dessert during the 50th anniversary. We had the big pyramid thing.
And we knew we couldn't eat that after eating entrees, so
it was so big.
That's why we didn't try any entrees while we were in here. We just got an appetizer to share.
To be clear, this is the San Angel Inn or Restaurante, and this is the one that is inside of the pyramid. And I told you that I was going to give you a little. I could never remember which one's which. The San Angel Inn is inside the restaurant.
Did you come up
with
that
inside
by
the pyramid? I just did, yes. So the San Angel Inn is inside of the pyramid. The La Hacienda de San Angel is outside the pyramid. So yeah. And you get to watch, like, the scenery in here is just fantastic. So you get to watch.
And you get to see how the people float by if you're close to that railing.
Yeah, you get to watch the, is it the Three Caballeros? I don't even know what the name of the actual ride is, but we call it the Three Caballeros. It's something featuring the Three Caballeros.
Yeah, it always smells delicious in here.
Flan.
And the atmosphere is really cool.
It is.
Oh, there's the Three Caballeros.
Right there.
That's their queue line over there.
Right here.
So yeah, one day we're gonna go back in here and actually
eat dinner.
Yeah, or lunch.
Yeah, and the menu is basically just, it's Mexican food. So if you've been to a Tex-Mex restaurant, there you go. It's the same thing. Just a lot more expensive. So what, 2 burritos here at a restaurant locally is going to cost you $9. Here it's going to cost you $35. So be aware of that going in, but it is Mexican food. And what we had, I think, was tacos.
They're Disney tacos.
I think we had
the tostadas.
Yeah, here we go. And they were very good. Don't get me wrong. And I really enjoyed our waiter. He was nice.
He was.
I liked him. So, and we were only there for dessert and an appetizer, and he treated us like we were there for dinner.
Not peasants.
Yeah. So that was nice.
All right.
I guess that's
all.
That is all the table service restaurants at EPCOT Center.
We say that's all. That's a lot. And I realized
they have the most of any park.
By making this list, how many we have not been to.
And
how many we will never.
And how many we have been to. We have been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've been to 10 of the restaurants of the 14 that there are. 15, however many there are. Oh, I didn't think about those ones down there. So 11, excuse me. We're probably never going to go to Space 2020. We're probably never going to go to Monsieur Paul's, and we're probably never going to go to Takumi-Tei. But we'll try some of the other ones. Like, I want to try the Chinese one. I want to try the San Angel Inn restaurant and the one outside, just to say that we've been to them and tried them out. Okay, so we're going to, does anybody have any questions, comments? Put them in the comments below and we will make sure to look at them. Does any, I don't know what to ask. No, I was going to ask you. I'm sorry. I got confused. What is your favorite sit-down restaurant that we have been to?
That we have been to? Probably, I'm looking at the list again. Probably.
She's trying to decide which one's her favorite table service restaurant at Epcot that we've tried.
Probably Via Napoli.
I'm trying to think of all those we've been to.
And some of them we just haven't been to in so long.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. Like, I want to go back to Via Napoli.
Yeah.
Or Napoli, depending on how you pronounce it. Not sure. I want to go back there. Like, we finished eating there and I immediately said, I want to come back here.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the only one I've ever done that to.
But I do really love pizza.
Well, yes, but I want to go in and try other food too, and see if it's as good as the pizza. I also like Garden Grill. Like that is the other one where if we can find a reservation, we're probably just going to go to Garden Grill because it's really good and it's fun and you get to see Mickey Mouse and Chip and Dale and Pluto and.
I would say Garden Grill's my favorite character. Via Napoli is my favorite non-character.
Yeah, I agree with that. Hey, Mama Wanda, where did you enjoy the Garden Grill? Susie, have you ever been to any of these restaurants in Epcot? Has she been to Epcot?
Susie, I don't know. Susie,
one of these days we're gonna have to plan a trip or you come with us. All right, Tia, what's your least favorite restaurant?
Is that a trick question?
I mean, it's a question.
I probably will Cellier. Even after the experience of Tutto Italia.
Yeah, I mean, food was really good.
I did not enjoy my food at Le Cellier at all.
And the food that I got was fine. For the price you're paying, it should have been fantastic. Yeah. And for the price you were paying at Le Cellier, the service should have been fantastic. It was not in either sense of the word. And we had to fight the menu and the waitress willing to do things to get Tia even something she could eat. Because she can't eat seafood. And she doesn't really like the other stuff.
Well, I'm not a steak person. No. I don't want to pay $50 for steak that I'm not really gonna enjoy.
No,
that's wasteful.
So your mom says that the Garden Grill was her favorite of all the restaurants that are at Epcot. So
sorry to say though, Ma, they don't have the strawberry shortcake anymore for dessert.
When I found that out, I was like, thank God, because that was so awful.
Brandon doesn't like strawberry shortcake.
No, I don't like that strawberry shortcake.
Mama does.
Because it's literally just a piece of cornbread, sweetened cornbread with whipped cream on top of it. That is not, and strawberries. That ain't strawberry shortcake. That's sweet cornbread with whipped cream and strawberries on it. But they don't have that anymore. What did they have last time we were there?
Apple pie.
Oh my God, that's so good. I wish they would have brought that out first. Because I would have eaten that, enjoyed it, sat there and went, now let's eat. But they did not. And it was just... Your mom says, "Oh no more of that." I bet though, if you asked them if they had it, I bet they would bring it out because I bet they have it for kids that want it.
Maybe. I mean, if they had a way to make it, they would probably try to make it for you.
Yeah, I bet they would.
I think they still have it on the menu at the Hoops Do Review.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty standard whatever because it's literally just the cornbread they bring out at Garden Grill. Is basically just a strawberry shortcake cake. So yeah. Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah. And next week we'll do
quick Epcot Part 2.
Epcot Part 2. Quick service And
snacks and all the other stuff.
Snacks and all that other
Desserts, yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So there's a lot of those, and it's going to take us another hour to get through that. We definitely don't want to do that. Oh, hello. A salute to traveling the U.S., but mostly Disney. Thank you for joining us. He said that apple pie served by Mickey is my phone lock screen. Right? I was so happy when that I saw it, that it wasn't the strawberry shortcake, because that's just a cop out. We don't have anything else to make dessert. But that apple pie, oh, like next time we go and be like, could you bring it out first? Like, I'm going to ask them if they could bring it out first. Because when I'm at the end, I'm like trying to just shovel it in.
Because he doesn't know how to pace himself.
I do.
Obviously not.
But I like to eat I like to get what I'm paying for. So I eat a lot, and they don't let you get a takeout box. So I'm going to eat and eat and eat. But I'd rather get my dessert first, enjoy it, sit, go, oh, unbutton my pants a little bit.
Oh, my word.
And then go, now bring on the feast. That was my warm-up act. But when you put it at the end, you're just like, oh, that looks so good. It's such a waste. I'm going to shovel it in and be miserable later. So, Anyway, thank you for joining us, everyone that joined us. If you missed any of it, go back, start from the beginning. We got some good mugs in our mug of the day. And we talk about all of the table service restaurants one by one, I know this can be controversial, starting in Canada and working our way around to Mexico. And we also did Future World. So get an idea of what they have there, all available.
Maybe to make the other half happy for the quick service, we'll go the other way around.
Work our way around to Canada. I think that's a good idea. We're going to do that. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Tia?
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, remember,
no capes. See, I can do that without looking. I can't.